Hi, my name is Chris Chapin, and I'm a special education teacher in the southwest suburbs of Chicago. I'm also my whole brain teaching staff gold certified, and I am part of the whole brain teaching staff. I wanted to share with you today some considerations because I know a lot of you work in an inclusion classroom and something bizarre happens and you don't know how to help those kids. It's a whole nother world, I know, being in a regular ed room and you've got 20, 25, 30 other kids and you got that one wacky rascal. Well, I'm going to give you some tips that might help with that wacky rascal, or at least make you think, maybe I need to rethink this. I started my years off as a regular ed teacher, and over the years I had kids and I would do the best I could. I really believe that God was faithful and gave me tools to use. I had to go a lot with my own gut. And these tools were not available, a lot of it because of the knowledge. We didn't know too much about autism back in the day, especially in a private Christian school. I just had this kid that just couldn't stay in a seat. So I would just basically let him wander around the room as long as he was on task. And everybody else just kind of adapted to it. First of all, it's your attitude, how you perceive stuff, even though you want to go, "Ah!" If you perceive things with a happy face and a positive attitude, the kids are going to follow along. You set the temperature for your room. I'd like to share with you, my friend Regina Stovall makes these. These are a weighted scarf, and I want to share that with you. And what I like about these weighted scarves is that it doesn't look like you have a disability, whereas the vests look like you have a disability. If you want to know more about the weighted scarves, I can send you more information. What I like about them is they have just some beads in here. If you can put your hand in there and however it makes you feel comfortable. There's also some fidgets that are inside there. They're machine washable. I got this one first. This one is a Chicago White Sox one. I like the Chicago White Sox. Sorry, Sarah, I know you like the Cubs, but literally somebody who is an adult could have one of these and not look like they have a disability. So I really like those, and they're very reasonable. They're only around $20 a piece. And I bought several for friends and family who have special needs situations. I'm going to show you something else. There are different things that you can get for either a reward or if they need a little something to hold. Play-Doh, you can never go wrong with Play-Doh. Play-Doh's quiet. It does make a little bit of a mess, but it can be easily replaced. Get it between $1 or 50 cents at most stores. This is some Play-Doh slime. I got Five Below. The only thing I don't like about it is it's kind of messy. Kids like it. So I have several of those, and I might use those in a setting where it's either a reward or in children's church as something to keep the kids quiet. I really like this, but interesting, my students were not a big fan of it, this is cloud slime. It's a little more put together. It does make some farty noises, which they eventually figure out. But I like it because it's not so messy. Another thing I'll show you is I have problems with the kids sometimes finding that certain things are too loud. And I taught a soccer class, and using a whistle just did not work because the child had special needs. So I came up with this idea. So I actually used for the class, and after a while, I didn't really need to use a whistle or a way to get their attention. This is just some cymbals, and they're real small, and they didn't make as much noise. To me, I think it sounds the same as a whistle, but to somebody else, it doesn't. Another thing you could try is maracas or a bell. I don't like the bell because I think teachers overuse the bell, but anyway, that's some ideas. And then also, I'll show you some examples of some squeezies that I've used. This one's quite popular. It's a heart. Also, it can be used in many different grades. It's not embarrassing. It's not babyish. I do have baby ones, but and some that are softer, but when I go to fitness events for my running, I always say, I'm a special education teacher. Can you give me some of these? And usually they, fall for it because it's true. I can use them in my classroom. I did get this, I believe, at a autism event. It's a snake. It's got some wire tubing in it, and it helps with boredom. The kids can play with it as long as it doesn't become a distraction during learning. That's my attitude. And then this I got kind of as an accident. I love Skechers, and for a while I haven't bought Skechers lately. They came with this little tag. I think you were going to use it as a keychain. Well, I don't use it as a squeezy. I like it because it's small, it's compact. You lose it, you're not crying, but it's a squish me on it, and the kids just love it because it's something small that they can squeeze during instruction. Of course, a few years ago they were popular. I use these more as a reward. I was one of the first teachers in my district to use as a reward. I was giving some one person, one-on-one testing, and this is a fidget box. You see, you've got the different buttons to push. I bought a bunch of them for the different teachers there, and it was funny. One teacher's like, I can't put it down because I love playing with it. One side you twirl it, the other side you turn it off and on. You can take the little ridges, have it go around, little metal. So it's just something that anybody can appreciate. And the nice thing is they're not that expensive. This is actually my original one. I like it. The small one, you can literally hold it in your hand and use it while you're learning, and nobody would know the wiser. In fact, I had an aide once that I think probably needed it, and so he would play with it during instruction sometimes. Now, my occupational therapist, the one that sold me the weighted scarves, gave me this. Another thing is think about material that this one stretches. I think these were samples that were left from some of her scarves, and stretch it, or you could play with the dots or scrunch it up. The kids really haven't grabbed a hold of it, but I know some kid in my lifetime will love this. So I'm going to keep that in my sensory box. Last thing I'm going to show you is a couple of things that you can use for occupying kids' mind. This is a sensory bottle. You just take a water bottle and you add oil and water to it. Of course, you want to make sure you hot glue the top. I did not make this. My occupational therapist made it. But I have made some of my own. Of course, mine don't turn out as nice as hers. And then I got this from a teacher that was selling her classroom. She was going into real estate. So she was selling her classroom. And so I went and bought a bunch of stuff from her. And she had where you hide in the rice. Of course, this was hot glued. Different, it's hard for you to see, but different letters. And that's something the kids can do. This is sand, and this has different objects inside the sand. So that's something else. For another thing you could do is hide items. Got a couple of those. When you get your gift boxes at Christmas time, don't throw them away. Either reuse them or take your gift cards, because one year I got a lot of gift cards. Take and put something inside it as a reward and have them work for that reward. Here's another one. Work for that reward. And they might be able to see inside a little bit, but they can't see the whole thing. So that's a way that you can get interest, sensory, something inside it, add some funtricity to it. So I hope that gives you some ideas. Kids that say that it's not fair, tell them that it's fair, but not always equal. You want to do what's best for kids. And I think after a while, the kids start to understand that certain kids need squishies and certain kids need a little different approach of calling to order, and they fall right in the line. So I hope that you enjoyed that, and I'll talk with you next time. Bye.